Hello there, welcome to Klein Farm Channel. Today I'm going to be making my homemade lasagna. I used to make it all the time. It's my favorite food. I haven't made it in about 3 years. So I'm overdue. And I'm going to make it today and I'm going to do the entire process. But don't worry, it ain't going to be like the cheesesteak video where I have the whole loin and I'm cutting it up. It was more of a meat cutting video for the first 30 minutes, wasn't it? I ain't gonna do that in this. I'm just gonna get right to the lasagna part, because you don't gotta cut up no big hunk of beef to make lasagna. Fold, yeah. I don't drink beer. Orange soda. Yeah. I'm gonna show my age here. Orange soda. Comment below the TV show that had one of the main characters say, "I love orange soda." Hold up a big 2-liter bottle of it. You might win a prize if you get the right answer. Got 2 pounds of hamburger thawing out here in the sink. Got a brand new, never before used lasagna cake pan. Very big. It's like birthday cake size. The hamburger is about 2/3 defrosted. I'm just gonna put it in the microwave to finish defrosting it the whole way. This is 80-20, 80% meat, 20% fat. Got some peppers and onions here. I'm gonna chop up quick. And I'm not gonna video that. It's boring. You know how to cut up onions and peppers. Onions all cut up. Feel like it's Halloween. I'm carving a pumpkin. This big old orange pepper. One pepper, now the yellow one. Onion, yellow bell pepper, orange bell pepper. Sliced carrots. Don't be making that face. Carrots are very good in lasagna. Try it. Get a big old mixing bowl. Now, this lasagna I'm making is a lot bigger than average because it has that big pan, so I'm doing about double the normal size lasagna. So let's take that into account. I would normally only use 1 pound, but I'm using 2 pounds of hamburger, and that's making everything twice as big. But get you a big old mixing bowl, get your Leatherman pocket knife, and get the can opener out. Now open up your can of carrots. Drain all the juice. Every little bit of juice, drain it. Test it, make sure it's good. Get your thawed out hamburger, throw it in the big bowl. Rinse all the blood off of the plate so it don't get sticky. Let's move it around a good bit. Get a can of sauce. Pour it in on top of all the meat. Get a little bit of water in there. Put the lid back on it for now. You can shake it up a little bit, but don't pour it into the bowl yet. Now you want to put this mixture in. Onions, peppers. Alright, and your carrots. You don't have to put the whole can in if you don't want, but a good bit of it. I'm going to put the whole can in. It's a big lasagna. That whole can ain't gonna make a big difference. Have you ever looked at your phone and thought you were looking at the time, but it was really the temperature? Well, I did that today, a little bit ago. It said 102, and I thought it was 102 in the afternoon, and I thought, well, there's no way that can be. It was 102 degrees out. Big difference. Now, this is where you want to put your seasonings in too. Oregano. If you're going to make anything Italian, you better put a lot of oregano in it. And it makes a huge difference on the flavor of pizza. Always put oregano on pizza. It is delicious. A little bit of garlic, but be very easy on the garlic. You can make or break the flavor with too much garlic. It can just destroy it. Be inedible, too much garlic. And instead of individual salt and pepper, I like this. I put Montreal steak seasoning on everything. And it normally ends up pretty good. Now you want to wash your hands very good and thoroughly and mix it up a little bit. Sorry, I forgot one of the most important things first. Cheese! And even more cheese. Now I love cream cheese and ricotta and all that, but my wife doesn't. So I don't put that in it, but if she wasn't gonna be eating it, I'd put that in it too. So get a little bit of Parmesan and some 5 cheese Italian, put in, then mix it all together. Alright, now just stick your fingers in there and mix it all up. Then after you get it mixed well together, you want to add another jar of pasta sauce into it. Now you add more sauce. A little bit of water. Put the lid back on it. I gotta wipe my hands off. I'm going to, don't worry. Now mix this up even more with that second sauce added to it. And if you don't want to use your hands, you can use a wooden spatula or some kind of a spoon, but it is a lot easier and a lot less messy. Look at my hand. It is a lot less messy using your hand than using a spatula, because if you're holding it here and trying to stir it up, it's just gonna throw pieces everywhere. But, okay, that ought to be good for now. It's for the layers. Now you want to get the big lasagna pan and open up another jar of sauce. I love sauce. I hate dry lasagna. I hate it. Now if you don't like a whole lot of sauce, you don't really need to put 3 or more jars in. With a regular family size lasagna, 2 jars is plenty. Now here, with the 2 jars I already used that I poured water in, you could mix them together, shake it up real good, then pour it in and use that as the bottom for your pan here. But I'm going to use another one because I like good saucy lasagna. So don't pour the whole thing in, just put enough, cover the bottom, then use your fingers or a spoon, whatever you like. Make sure the whole bottom is covered, and this will stop the noodles from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Looks like I need some more. I normally use Walmart brand pasta sauce. This is Food Lion. It's pretty good. It tastes like ragu. I'm not the biggest fan of ragu, but it doesn't taste exactly like it, but that's the closest name brand that it would taste like. Let's mix it all up. The whole bottom covered. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as there ain't no dry spots. So about like that, that's perfect. That'll do. So get a box of lasagna. I know some people boil them first, but I do not. You don't need to boil them. The sauce will cook them, just like the hamburger. A lot of people are probably upset that I didn't cook it first before I put it in here and start mixing it. It will cook in the oven. You don't got to brown it first. I used to do that and it just made it taste horrible. It is perfectly fine. It's got to cook and it's going to be very fine. It'll cook in the oven. Okay, so these fit pretty good in there. There's about 2 inches on this side yet, so I'm just going to put these the whole way across here, and I'm going to put another single layer this way. And that sauce on the bottom will stop it from sticking. There's about Oh, an inch on this side too. Just a tiny little overlap there. Then like that, and just eye it up and just break it. Perfect. Then if you're anal, you can break a piece, put here along the edge. That way the whole thing is covered. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. Now you want to get your mixture here. Let's make a big old layer across the entire pan here. Don't make it too thick, depending on how many levels you want. I like putting in at least 3 layers of noodles, so don't make your mixture too thick. But I think I may have used a little bit too much though. I might have to make 2 pans of lasagna. That usually happens. I haven't made lasagna in 3 years. The last time I made homemade lasagna, I still lived at my old house in Pennsylvania. Perfect. Now you want to put just a little bit of cheese over top of all this. And you can use whatever cheese you want. Parmesan, marinara, 5 cheese Italian, whatever kind you want. I'm just gonna pour the whole rest of this bag in it. 5 cheese Italian. And just spread it out over top of here. Got a whole brand new bag. I'm gonna put this whole bag in for this layer too. Because this big pan is gonna take a whole lot. There you go. No, the last time I made it for a friend of mine who passed away very shortly before we moved to North Carolina. Like, it was in the works already that we were moving. It was probably a week or 2 before we moved back to North Carolina that my friend up there passed away, and I made a lasagna to take over to his family. And that's the last time I made lasagna. But I've made Stouffer's a whole lot. I love Stouffer's frozen lasagna. It's really good. Alright, now you want to put down another layer of lasagna noodles. So this time I'm going to put them on this side and put that one being the oddball. There you go. About like that. Then you want to put more sauce down. Now, my friend's name was Mike DeBeck. He was a retired school teacher from York, Pennsylvania, Reading area. I believe he was an English teacher. I'm not sure on that. No, he was a history teacher. He was a history teacher. But he was, I believe, 70, 72, 73 when he died. We used to be pretty good friends. He was friends with my grandfather, and that made him friends with me. But there, at the end of his life, we weren't that close. Kind of turned into a nasty old man, for the lack of better terminology. But we still got along all right.
A little bit of water.
While I'm thinking about it, turn the oven on 380. Let it preheat, because I forgot to do that. Put the lid on, shake it up, then pour this one into that one, shake it up, pour that one into this one, shake it up. Clean, clean. This one here is almost a whole jar of almost as thick sauce as when it was first made. It's not as thick as a regular one, but it's not that runny either. Pour a little bit on here. Well, that's a little runnier than I liked. So I'm gonna pour the rest of that in here because it's more runnier than I thought. And let's mix that up some more. Get all that runniness trapped in there a little bit. And spread this out. All right. Now make another layer of this on top of there. Well, this is going to use up what I have left in the bowl here, which that's good because I didn't really want to make another lasagna. I'd probably have to give it to somebody or freeze it. I could have froze it. All right. Got the whole bowl poured in here now. Just level this all off. It smells great. It's gotta be good. And you can see carrots here and there, but they're spread out pretty good. All right, let's put some cheese down. This is Parmesan. Just spread it out all over. Then putting one more top layer of noodles. Going back again this way. That was the end of that box. One whole box did all we did so far. On the second box of noodles. Do the whole thing like we did last time. Perfect. Piece you break in half here, you can snap that in half up and down ways and put it over here. Then got jar number 4 of sauce. Put down over top. Easy. You want to put the whole thing in. That way all the sauce can go down, drain into it, and cook all the meat and the noodles. A little bit of water. If you still have your bowl, you pour the water into the bowl. And shake the bowl up a little bit, get some of that sauce out of there. If you want to, I'm stingy. I don't like wasting nothing, but you don't have to. Then pour this water back into the jar. Lid back on. Shake it up real good. Pour it on. Get that all across the top here, spread it out. Get all the noodles covered. Now it's time for a super secret ingredient. Don't tell nobody. The oven just popped, it's preheated. Start putting down your secret ingredients on the top of it. Yes, it is pepperoni. And sometimes I put pepperoni on it, sometimes I don't, but Pepperoni's alright. It gives it a certain flavor, and it adds to the Italian flavor of it. About a month or so ago, we ate at a very, very expensive, fancy Italian restaurant in Southern Pines, North Carolina. And I got the lasagna because I haven't had lasagna in a very long time, and I was craving it. I'll tell you what, that was the biggest food disappointment I've had in a very, very long time. Their lasagna was disgusting. I expected something maybe a little bit better than like Olive Garden, but no sir. Olive Garden's was hands down 100 times better than their lasagna. Their lasagna, I'll tell you, had tomato sauce with no seasoning in it whatsoever, just plain old tomato sauce. I'm gonna talk while I work. Mozzarella cheese on top. Just plain old tomato sauce. Then they had 2 layers of noodles with a little bit of cheese in between, and like hamburger helper, well, not hamburger helper, but like Chef Boyardee ravioli style meat. Like, it didn't even taste like meat. It just tasted like fake processed meat you'd get from a tube, not even from a can, from a tube. Then it had a little bit of like mozzarella cheese on top of it. But I tell you, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed by it. It didn't even look good. It was horrible. And I'm never going to get their lasagna again, I'll tell you that. My lasagna here is 1,000 times better than that. You follow this recipe, follow what I'm doing, you're going to have a good lasagna. This is mozzarella cheese on top. I didn't put any mozzarella in the middle of it. You can if you want to. But I like mixing up the cheeses. I like having a whole bunch of different cheese, a bunch of flavors in my lasagna. I've made it before with American cheese and Cooper cheese. Like, I would get like slices of American cheese and I would put in the middle of it, and that was good too. Like, it's not hard to make a good lasagna. It's hard to make a bad lasagna. Like, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Alright, there you go. I would normally put aluminum foil over top of it, but I didn't think about that. I don't have any aluminum foil, and I'm not going back to the store. It's 102 degrees outside. So, I'm going to make it without aluminum foil. It'll be alright. But put aluminum foil over top of it now. Just completely cover it, bake it like that. Then in the last 10-15 minutes, take the foil off. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven right now. That looks good, good, good. Looks like cheese pizza. Alright, I'm going to put it on the bottom rack. Alright, I'm going to put it in for an hour, then check on it. Alright. Now wash up the dirty dishes you made. Wash your hands while it's cooking. Put in 9 minutes. Whew. Alright, it's been in for an hour. Top's really, cheese looks good. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to test it and see if it's done or not. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 minutes, then cut into it, see how it goes. I don't know, that looks pretty good. Very, very good. Perfect lasagna. 10 out of 10. Very, very good. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, send a tip. Have a great day.